Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Nerd Herders. My name is Rich,
I'm Nick.
and today we're going to be talking about what we've been up to.
Yes.
And I got something that I want to talk about for what I've been up to.
I think we have the same thing.
Okay.
I've come to the realization that yes, there's at least one thing that I've been up to.
Okay. So I started watching the new Netflix show,
Yes.
Stranger Things.
Me as well.
I've seen 2 episodes of it.
Me as well.
Oh. I almost watched the third one last night. I was like, I'm just going to stop at 2. It was like 1 a.m. And I knew if I kept going, that was going to be my night.
Yeah, I watched the second one this morning
Okay.
before work.
I love it.
Yeah, it's great. It's fantastic. So if you don't know, first of all, kind of the realization that I've come to, at least in my own opinion, it seems like some of the best Netflix shows are the ones that you don't really know much about until just a couple weeks before they come out. 'Cause
Yeah.
they end up being the best ones. But anyway, this show, you might have heard a bit about it. What I heard about it in advance was essentially it takes place in the 80s, and they were drawing inspiration from 80s Amblin films, from early Spielberg, and from John Carpenter.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, all right, sign me
Yeah.
up. Whenever that comes out, I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, that's basically all I knew. One article I read was like, oh, it's a mix of Steven Spielberg and Stephen King. And it's a love letter to 80s horror. And that was enough for me to get on board with it. I went in knowing nothing about it.
And through 2 episodes, those comparisons are 100%
Oh, absolutely.
on point.
Yeah.
It's great. It's fantastic. I don't want to,
I don't want to get too much into the plot
because
detail.
I think that it helped that I knew so little about it. I didn't watch the trailer for this thing.
I had seen
I
almost
knew
no
almost
marketing for
nothing.
this.
And I kind of forgot that it was coming out on Friday.
Yeah.
And then I went to Netflix to watch something else, and that poster that they have that looks very much like Drew Struzan, I don't think he did it. Maybe he did.
But it's got
I have
that
no idea,
vibe
But it
to
has
it.
that vibe, and I was like, damn, that's right, that's showing. Look, they even nailed this. And then you start it, and it has a really cool opening, a creepy opening. What this show thus far to me is, and maybe you agree, but I don't think we've ever talked about Super 8. But to me, this movie, or this show, is what J.J. Abrams thought he was going to make with Super 8.
Yeah.
And then kind of failed.
So do you not like Super 8?
I'm very on the fence about Super 8.
Really?
I love everything about Super 8 until the creature becomes a dominant part of that movie.
Okay.
And then it loses me in a lot of ways.
Okay.
And we'll see where this show goes. I
Yeah.
mean, there's only 8 episodes of the first season. It sounds like there will be more. We'll see where it goes, but like through 2 episodes, this is 100% capturing that 80s Amblin feel.
Yeah.
With some sporadic, darker moments that do kind of evoke, in some ways, that Carpenter 80s type horror feel as well. But, I mean, the other thing that is very heavily, like, you think of Carpenter is the awesome synth score,
Oh my god.
which is fantastic.
The score is just incredible.
But it follows mainly, it has lots of characters, but the main people that you're following are these boys.
Yeah.
And all 3 of the kid actors, like, I mean, the kid with, like, the teeth
Yeah.
issue going on, like, he just feels like another fucking Goonie. You know, like I mean, I am so into all the storylines so far. The one, if I had an early complaint, personally, you might disagree, I don't think that Winona Ryder has been very good so far.
See, I like Winona Ryder. My complaint is the sister. I don't think that's super interesting.
We'll see where it goes.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where it goes. So I'm like, okay, it's early. This is gonna. I don't want to get into spoiler territory, but this is, it hasn't really grabbed my attention the way everything else has grabbed my attention. But I think Winona Ryder, for the most part, has been good. And I was actually going to bring that up as a point.
Of positivity.
A positivity
to me,
and
she
a
just
discussion
feels like
of
she's overacting when nobody else does.
do we want to get into
understand the
stories?
circumstances
Yeah.
of what's going on with her character, but to me, it doesn't feel apparent in that type of mindset. When I think of the right way to act that in a believable way, I think of Sean Penn and Mystic River. When I think of what she's doing, to me, it feels like somebody stretching themselves beyond their capabilities. it's just, it stood out to me in both episodes.
But I think the difference with I'm trying to tread lightly here on the difference with her and Sean Penn. I mean, I think I would argue already Sean Penn's a superior actor, but the her holding on to certain thing like the phone.
She's not awful.
No.
I'm not saying she's awful, but she is the one person that to me has been slightly distracting.
See, I was almost gonna say like, could this be like a comeback for Winona Ryder, like to kind of bring her back in the public eye and to do more stuff?
Maybe it's possible. I wouldn't imagine so, but again, I want to see where the other 6 episodes take us.
Yeah.
To really see and really give a fair assessment. The show has definitely a good central mystery.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of them actually.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the great thing about it. There is the question. There's a girl that is introduced who has some form of powers.
Do we just want to do a spoiler?
Yeah, we could talk in spoilers
Okay.
for the rest of it. So check out the show if you have not seen it. It's on Netflix original.
We are both super into it right now. We're gonna jump into just some spoiler talk because it's really difficult to
tiptoeing around stuff. So.
Yeah.
Spoilers from here on out.
Spoilers. Don't watch if you haven't seen it, or if you don't care, you should go watch it and then come back and watch this. I'm sure when we're done, we'll probably do like a full review or something of it, maybe.
Sure.
So spoilers. So yeah. The girl. Okay.
So there's a lot going on with her. She has basically it seems like telepathic type powers, enhanced telepathic powers. At the beginning of the first episode, there is some sort of a creature or something like that. And there's a lot going on with everything that's going on down there with the Matthew Modine character.
Yeah.
And there are those great mysteries, and then also where did Will go? Is the other great mystery. What's going on with that? What's going on with Winona Ryder hearing his voice on the phone? Where is he? Is he a presence in the room? Is he like, what is going on? Like, there is a lot of strange things happening. Do you have any theories on any of this stuff yet, or where it's taking us?
Up until the pool scene in episode 2, where like the girl turns and you see like for a split second like that creature, I was like, oh, this girl is like some kind of transformation. She is the creature. That's kind of what I thought it was going towards until that scene. It's like, oh well, she isn't in 2 places at once unless she could. But
we don't know.
Yeah. So I was kind of like, oh, because she was so like, oh, I've seen him, I know who that is. Or if like all these, she's 11, that means I'm assuming there's like at least 10 other experiments or whatever she comes from. We still don't know.
Right.
They have some kind of telepathic connection where she knows the kid because she's seen what this creature has seen and knows.
Could be. Very interesting. That's the thing, that's the great thing about the show. It has laid all these very interesting ideas, and I'm very interested to see how the show wraps up, how the season wraps up.
Yeah.
Because there is already talks about continuing more seasons. So is it going to be a new story the next time?
Yeah, like an American Horror Story type
I don't know what we're getting with this. I don't know if it's a self-contained story. I've avoided reading or listening to anything.
Yeah, I haven't seen a single thing.
So we'll see. I'm excited to finish it. I don't know. It's just another prime example of Netflix really delivering the goods.
Yeah.
In unexpected ways. Like, I did not expect this show to come out this July. I figured the next Netflix show I was excited for was Luke Cage in August, and it turns out I'm excited for this right now.
But we say a lot in here about Netflix programming is great and all that stuff. And I was scrolling through Netflix before I started this yesterday, and there's a lot now of like Netflix original stuff.
Right.
And I'm like, is it all good?
Oh no, there's no way that it's all good.
Yeah, like that's.
I mean, the reason I stopped watching House of Cards, and people can disagree all day long.
I haven't seen any of House of Cards yet.
The fucking rails.
Really?
Like, dumb. To me, dumb.
Have you seen the new season of Orange is the New Black yet, or?
No, I'm still in the middle of season 3.
Oh, okay.
I started watching it when 4 came out because I realized I never watched 3.
Gotcha.
But yeah, no, definitely not all of it's good. Like
Yeah.
that Love Ranch or whatever that show is, Love Ranch or whatever with Ashton Kutcher, that's not supposed to be very good.
Yes, I remember that coming out. I was like, I should give it a shot, and I never
mean,
watched it.
Real Rob was freaking terrible.
That's true.
You know, there's a lot of bad stuff, but in between that, there is a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I think if you were to look at any one network in comparison, they
Netflix
have
is the
pound
most
for pound. They have more consistently good
Yes.
to great stuff than anyone else. Like even HBO. Like HBO has, you know, I would say maybe right now, 4 truly great shows, but Netflix probably tops that. You know.
Yeah.
Or they're right up there. For a lot.
Because even if you still consider House of Cards, you got that Orange is the New Black, the 2 Marvel series that have ran so far, this. Real Rob.
Yeah.
Did you ever finish Love?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I wasn't too crazy about it.
You weren't
maybe
too in love with
someday.
it?
No, I wasn't too in love with it. Master of None.
Yeah, I'm about halfway, I think, through that.
A lot of quality. Bloodline, I'm a big fan of.
I still haven't watched that.
It's worth the time.
Cool.
Just so much good stuff on Netflix, and this is just, like we said, just another prime example of something just coming out of nowhere. And hopefully there'll be more of that stuff. Wet Hot American Summer.
Yeah, oh yeah. They're doing more of that.
They're doing more of that, plus he's doing the National Lampoon movie for Netflix.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So there's a lot of cool stuff coming down the line. And the thing is, what Stranger Things really taught me is there's cool stuff coming down the line that we probably don't even know about.
Yeah.
Because I had not heard a word about this show until like 2 weeks before it came out.
I didn't even see a trailer until Friday or Monday, either the day it came out or the next week. And like I did watch because I was like, oh, I've made it this far without knowing anything about the show.
Right.
I want to keep that up. And I'm glad I did. So if you stuck through this, I'm sorry that you got kind of spoilered stuff about it.
But the thing is, I feel like there's still so much that we don't even know.
Yeah. We're just really spoiling the setup of it, not even
pretty much
any answers of it. But this is something that, like, this weekend I could see myself sitting down and be like, I am going to finish this. Like, probably tonight I'm going to watch more of it.
I wouldn't imagine.
I was, everybody on my Facebook was like, oh my God, Stranger Things, blah, 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 it's great, it's wonderful. I was like, oh, okay. Is this just going to be something that, like, is going to be so hyped and I'm going to get in there and I'm going to be bummed and, like, I'm... Episode 1, like, within, like, 15 minutes, I'm like, I'm in love with this already. Like, the aesthetic, everything about it, I'm like, I'm on board. You've got me hooked.
100%. So that was what we were both up to this week. There really was nothing else. It's that and Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, have you watched any of Stranger Things yet? Let us know. Mm-hmm. Or if you watch it now because we told you, let us know what you think. You can tweet at me at Matt Stonks.
You can tweet at me at Rich Belson. You can tweet at the channel at OABeer_official or find us on Facebook at Facebook.com/overabeer. Instagram is over_A_beer. And of course, YouTube at YouTube.com/overabeer every Tuesday. So today we have a brand new beer review live, so you can check that out. We talk about it on this show, at the top of the week, kind of what we're drinking. It's a little bit more in-depth than that. And then every Friday, iTunes, SoundCloud.com/Overabeer, and other podcast services. You can check out the Over a Beer podcast. Nick and I, Dana joins us, some special guests now and again, talking about random bullshit and whatnot. So you can check that out. But that'll wrap things up for today. So until next time, drink up.
And buttermilk.